PlaqueBoyMax cannot catch a quiet week if he tried. Every time the internet thinks the story is moving on, something else pops up, another clip, another reaction, another piece of speculation, and suddenly everybody is acting like they just uncovered the final boss of streamer drama. And the wild part is, this all happened while he was already in the middle of one of the most chaotic internet events of the year, Streamer University, where the campus vibe was basically one big rolling clip farm waiting to happen. Kai Cenat packed the place with creators, Drake was literally giving out messages to the class, and the whole event was already stacked with weird, funny, and completely unhinged moments before PlaqueBoyMax even got fully pulled into the conversation. Because PlaqueBoyMax was not just sitting back and watching the internet talk. He was right in the middle of it, dealing with the kind of attention that turns every facial expression into a meme and every sentence into a think piece. Recent reporting says he got emotional during a Streamer University rant while addressing sexuality speculation.
I don't give a fuck, bro. I might be a little weird, bro. I might tap some shit. Niggas get cold, bro. They gotta be gay. I don't give a fuck. What's wrong with being gay? There's nothing wrong with that shit, bro. Y'all niggas is white. You're corny. And you just think how the next nigga think. You don't have your own mind, bro.
And instead of people just letting the moment breathe, the timeline did what the timeline always does. It turned the whole thing into content, commentary, and chaos all at once. 1 minute, people are acting like they care about the truth, and the next minute they are remixing the clip, posting reactions, and pretending they were there in person. And honestly, that bouts Streamer University in general. It is supposed to be this creator bootcamp where people learn, network, and level up. But somehow, it always turns into the internet's biggest group project of bad decisions, weird moments, and accidental comedy. You've got award speeches that sound like they were written mid-panic.
Yo, as you can see, we got fucking fired.
You've got attendees making over-the-top entrances.
Oh! Okay. Get over here!
That's what I would.
Get over here!
What the?
And then you've got PlaqueBoyMax standing there like he just walked into the one place where being normal is impossible. Even the recent coverage around the event has been full of strange little details, like students receiving absurd gifts.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh my god, it's by Drake.
And the whole class turning into a live-action meme every few hours. That is why every clip from this thing travels so fast. It does not feel like a regular event. It feels like the internet's funniest reality show with no writer's room and no breaks. So Lee are saying about PlaqueBoyMax. The real question is, how did he become the center of the conversation again while being surrounded by one of the funniest, most chaotic streamer events of the year? Because at this point, the allegations, the speculation, the reactions, and the Streamer University madness all got tied together into one giant internet mess, and the timeline is eating every second of it up. Now, here is where the internet did what it always does. Instead of slowing down and figuring out what was actually happening, everybody immediately picked a side. Half the timeline started acting like they had insider information, while the other half was making memes before they even watched the full clip. That's the problem with creator culture in 2026. A 10-second clip spreads faster than a 10-minute explanation, and once the internet decides you're the main character for the day, good luck changing anyone's mind. PlaqueBoyMax has built his career off personality. People tune in because he's loud, funny, unpredictable, and somehow always ends up in situations that become viral.
Let's do it, come on.
Okay, are you gonna give me a little smooch?
I can't do that, I can't do that. I can't do that, I can't. I'm sorry, I can't.
You know what?
I can't. Love though. I'm out. Oh my God, what the fuck?
But that same personality is also why every little thing gets magnified. If somebody else had addressed these rumors, it probably would have come and gone in a day. But because it's PlaqueBoyMax, every reaction channel, every Twitter account, every TikTok page, and every streamer suddenly had an opinion. Meanwhile, Streamer University wasn't exactly helping calm things down. The entire event felt like one giant content machine. Everywhere you looked, there were creators filming each other, recording reactions, clipping conversations, and posting moments before they were even over. It almost felt impossible to have a private conversation because somebody was always live or pointing a camera at somebody else. That's why so many funny moments came out of the event. People accidentally walked into other streams, creators got caught saying the most random things imaginable, and every hallway somehow turned into another viral clip. Even with all the chaos going on around him, PlaqueBoyMax still managed to become one of the biggest talking points. That's actually kind of impressive when you think about it. Kai Cenat had assembled one of the biggest collections of internet personalities we've seen in one place, yet somehow the conversation kept circling back to Max. Whether it was people reacting to his comments, discussing his emotions, or simply making jokes about the situation, he stayed at the center of the timeline almost the entire event. But here's where I think people get it twisted. There's a huge difference between speculation and facts. The internet loves filling in blanks with whatever sounds the most entertaining, even when there isn't evidence to back it up. Once one person tweets a theory, another creator reacts to it, then somebody clips that reaction. And before you know it, people start treating guesses like confirmed information. We've seen this happen over and over with creators, celebrities, athletes, you name it. And while everyone was busy arguing online, Streamer University kept producing hilarious moments that almost got overlooked. Random dorm interactions, awkward conversations, creators roasting each other, unexpected cameos, and people trying way too hard to impress everybody around them. It honestly looked less like a university and more like summer camp for the internet's most chaotic personalities. Every few hours, another clip would trend, and somehow each one looked crazier than the last. That's probably why this whole situation blew up the way it did. You had one of the biggest creator events of the year already dominating social media. Then, you added speculation surrounding one of its biggest personalities. That's basically the perfect recipe for non-stop engagement. Every update became another excuse for people to post, react, debate, or joke about what was happening. And the algorithm absolutely loves that. The craziest part is that by the time most people finally learn what actually happened, the internet has already moved on to the next controversy. That's the cycle creators live in now. One day you're trending because of funny Streamer University moments. The next day you're answering rumors you never expected to become worldwide conversations. And a week later, everyone is talking about someone else entirely. That's just how fast internet culture moves now. Something else people aren't talking about enough is how fast narratives change online. Think about it. 24 hours before this, everyone was laughing at Streamer University clips. Somebody was getting roasted in the dorms, another creator was getting pranked, people were making fake graduation edits, and viewers were saying this was one of the funniest creator events ever. Then almost overnight, the conversation flipped, and suddenly every feed was full of PlaqueBoyMax discussions instead. That's honestly why internet culture is impossible to predict. The biggest story isn't always the biggest event. Sometimes it's just the biggest reaction. One emotional clip can completely overshadow dozens of hilarious moments that would have normally dominated social media for weeks. The funny thing is, if you actually go back and watch everything from Streamer University, there are so many moments people barely mention anymore. Creators accidentally exposing themselves while trying to look cool. Awkward introductions. Random interviews that immediately became memes. Friends roasting each other in front of thousands of viewers. Even people who weren't major streamers ended up getting their own viral moments simply because everyone had cameras rolling at all times. It almost felt like nobody could escape becoming a meme. The timeline moves way too fast, and the same people arguing about PlaqueBoyMax today will probably be debating an entirely different creator next week. That's just how the internet works now. One minute you're laughing at funny Streamer University moments, the next you're scrolling through endless controversy videos, and before you know it, another clip takes over everyone's feed. So what do you think? Did the internet completely overreact? Or do you think all the attention surrounding PlaqueBoyMax was inevitable once those clips started circulating? Let me know down below, because something tells me this conversation isn't ending anytime soon.